If you're clicking remove duplicates in Excel without checking your data first, there's a good chance you're deleting the wrong rows. Not every duplicate looking row is actually a duplicate. Sometimes two rows match in one column but mean two completely different things. In this video, I'll show you how to remove duplicates properly so you don't accidentally delete good data. If you appreciate this type of content, tap that like button. Here's a simple example. Say you've got a transaction report and you're only looking at client name and date. These two rows with Amazon 11 look like duplicates. But if you look at the amounts, they're clearly two different transactions. Or take a customer list. If you only check email addresses, you'll end up deleting people who are actually different customers. So before you remove anything, the real question isn't, do I see repeated values? It's, what combination of columns actually defines a true duplicate here? First, decide what makes a row truly duplicated in your specific data. In an invoice list, that's probably a unique invoice number. In transaction data, you could use the transaction date, or maybe a combination of columns like date, description, and amount. In a customer list, that's probably your unique customer ID, or again, a combination of columns. This step matters because Excel only does exactly what you tell it to. Let's look at the wrong way first. If I select only the email address column and remove duplicates based on that alone, Excel will delete anyone who shares an email with someone else, even if they're legitimately different customers. For example, here I have two people with the same email address and one of them gets removed. Technically, Excel did exactly what I asked. The logic behind the request was just wrong. Now let's do it properly. Select the full data set, then choose the columns that actually define a duplicate. For this example data, that's going to be a combination of name, email, and phone number, since I don't have a unique customer ID here. You might be wondering, why not just select every column as what makes a row unique? The problem is, not every row in your data is going to have every column filled out. In this example, not everyone has an address listed. So including that column could miss real duplicates. And if two people with the same name did list different addresses, there's no way to know which one is correct without asking them directly. The same logic applies to transaction data. A real transaction report usually has a lot of fields: remaining balance, time zone, status, transaction ID, you name it. And the same transaction might show up more than once as it moves from pending to completed. So you have to tell Excel exactly which fields define a unique row, and it can actually catch the real duplicates instead of guessing. There's another wrinkle worth knowing about. Sometimes rows that look completely identical to our eyes won't get flagged as duplicates at all in Excel. And that's usually because of things you can't see, like an extra space, maybe inconsistent capitalization, or there's a hidden character that got copied in from another system, or a character that couldn't be read from another system. Excel is checking for an exact match, so even one stray space will break it. If you're expecting duplicates and Excel isn't catching them, that's usually why. Running trim on your key columns first clears out that extra white space before you ever hit remove duplicates. One more thing before you remove anything. Duplicate your tab or make a copy of the data first. That way, if you remove too much, you can always go back. It's a small step, but believe me, it saves a lot of frustration if you make a mistake. Now, here's why it actually matters. Bad duplicate removal doesn't just delete a few rows, it can break your reports. Totals will come out wrong, customer counts will come out wrong, invoice records might disappear, and your transaction summaries stop being accurate. So this isn't just a cleanup step, it affects everything you build on top of your data. So the real mistake isn't using remove duplicates. It's using it before you decide what a real duplicate actually is. Get that part right, and your data stays accurate. And everything downstream will work a lot better. In the next video, we're talking about why inconsistent text could be breaking your Excel formulas and how to fix it.